Hello, everyone. This is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of I, the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful, Rabbit Hole, Lore and Frey, and the upcoming Jaw the Dragon. So, last weekend, I was talking a lot about Fire Emblem Engage and all the weird conspiracies that Pretendos were coming out about it. You know, there were all these complaints about the story, the gameplay, like the tone of the game, the designs, the fan service, the general, like, quality of the game. And honestly, at this point, it feels like a lot of that has been like blown by the wayside. Nobody is really talking about that anymore. The game is so good that it's been really difficult for any Pretendo to get things off the ground. And I've been, again, there are lots of things I could say about that. Like, most prominently, I think the most important thing that I really need to talk about at length is that the myth that like the Naga era FE, that the pre-awakening FEs, well, not even the pre-awakening FEs, like the first six were like are superior to the ones we're getting now. That myth is like basically done. And obviously, that needs to be talked about more, and I really need to like address that. But right now, let's focus on like this other issue. The one controversy that got a little tiny bit of traction for the Pretendo community, that was the censorship, or the alleged censorship, I should say, because there was no censorship at all, just like there wasn't for Fire Emblem Fates or Awakening or Three Houses. It was a complete nothing burger. And for the first time, I think, in a long time, a lot of people are really calling out the individuals who are like getting uppity about the changes, because the thing they decided to fixate on, the thing they decided to like pretend was like a big deal, the hill they decided to stand and die for, was a dialogue change for a lolly. They wanted the pedophile bait character to get in a relationship with your like 1,000-year-old dragon protagonist. And it was, I don't know exactly what the context of like the original Japanese support was. I doubt it was sexual. I've seen situations like this before where like these people, mistranslate certain lines to try and push an agenda. But what they tried to do is that they tried to say this support chain was heavily censored from the original Japanese. And not only did American viewers who were told this like reject the notion, they were supporting the change. This is kind of what I've been going into for a long time, is that like there's a reason things are changed in localization going from country to country. It depends on like, the context of, cultural differences, the location, what needs to be changed. But, when all is said and done, like, Americans, unlike the Japanese apparently, really, really, really hate pedophile shit. So the people who are getting uppity about this just kind of got laughed out of the room. And there are like a handful of individuals who are like trying to make this a controversy. You can just look at like Niche Gamer's tweet about this and kind of see it. But I do think, all is said, has been said and done here, is that like the Censorshippers have lost, essentially. What they've tried to do over the past couple of years is like create this narrative that like Nintendo is heavily censoring games, that they're completely changing games from what they were on the Japanese, that they're like ruining these games in localization, that they're flying Treehouse employees to Japan to like pre-censor these games before they even come out, which is not possible, by the way, because the game is still in development. Like they always make changes in development. Like I've seen these people like try to claim Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was censored, that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was toned down, that like things were removed from. It was just absurd. Every single time I've seen it happen, it's just a bunch of people trying desperately to find a way to make Nintendo look bad. And it's really only Nintendo that ever gets hit with this stuff, by the way. You never see like them go after companies like Xseed or like, the Sony localized products. No. It's always like Nintendo. Treehouse. is the worst localization company in the world, according to these people. And it's not true. It never was true. It never has been true. It never will be true. But these guys are really have spent the past like decade or so really trying to push this meme into reality. And in 2016, it really felt there was like a brief period of time where like their narrative was getting mainstream attention, where we had like, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, we had like, Xenoblade Chronicles X came out the year before, we had situations with games like Devil's Third and, Fatal Frame 5 that kind of looked maybe that like, there's something up with these releases, but no. Despite it's interesting how like something like Tokyo Mirage Sessions gets blasted on social media for alleged censorship when something like Soul Hackers 2 has a lot more similar problems in development. It's clearly more of like an Atlas side of things, honestly, but crickets. Like you don't hear a lot of people talk about Soul Hackers 2 in that context. It's almost like these people are desperately trying to find some reason to be mad at Nintendo specifically. And that's exactly what it is. And the thing is, and I've been saying this over and over and over again, like these guys have cried wolf so many times regarding this specific topic across so many games, across like, so many years that like people like me or people even less hardcore than I am, casuals are beginning to catch on and really call you out on your shit. This situation, trying to claim the game was Fire Emblem Engage was censored has gotten more and more people to like reject your narrative and call you out for what you are, like weirdos and pedophiles. It's not even just about like the like the localization issue anymore. That doesn't matter. Like you were really going to make this issue. You were really going to take a stand for your right to have sex with a little girl. No, that is disgusting. You are disgusting, and the gaming industry is right to reject the likes of you.